Hey guys, me, Tab here, back with some more Forza Horizon 4 Quarry rally car builds, and today we're continuing on our adventure with the Triumph Spitfire. Now, this was a recommended car, and I'm very not looking forward to this, because I've built this car up to A class before, and it was literally uncontrollable. Now, saying that, it wasn't on any sort of upgraded tyres, but this thing's going to be very light, probably very powerful, very small tires, and not do very well. Now, I have looked at the upgrades so far, and you cannot get the stock engine up to the top of S1 class. It barely reaches to the top of A class, so I will be trading that out, and we'll see what engine upgrades we can get, or what engine swaps we can get for that. However, you guys might be thinking now, oh, it's snowy, won't that affect the grip levels between, obviously, the runs? And, well, one, the dirt tyres and the snow tyres are exactly the same anyway, so there shouldn't be less grip on the snow. I'm not exactly sure about that, but that won't matter anyway, because the event is set up to be in summer. Every single car is being run in this exact same conditions. It's set up, it's saved that way, so it can't change. So that's not going to be a problem. We'll say snow tyres, but it will be dirt tyres when we come to pick the car in the summer event. Anyway, let's get into it. We need upgrades and tuning. Yeah, I've got obviously the Spitfire camo for it. So first things first, we're going to need all-wheel drive. That brings us up. See, we start off in very, very low D class. We'll get everything else on, and then we'll probably do this engine swap. We're definitely going to need aero. This thing is not going to control whatsoever. Definitely, we know we need the dirt tire compound anyway, because that's the rules set. Say 195s on the front, 195s on the back. They are tiny. They are tiny. We'll put some of these stuff on it. Reduces the weight. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure that I want to reduce the weight too much. We're already 1,800 pounds, 1,900 pounds. That is, I think, the lightest vehicle we've taken so far. So we'll put on the rally suspension as well, just because I don't know if it's actually going to help. If, like, there is some bumps which the rally suspension will absorb, but there's some bumps which we get launched off as well, so that's not going to help. So there's all the handle upgrades. See, we're only in D class. We definitely I've had a look. The engine's not going to get us. So what engine swaps do we have? We've got a 1.6 litre i4 turbo rally, which puts the launch up to 10 and the acceleration to 9.9 straight away, and brings us up into S1 class. So that gives us about 300 horsepower, I'm pretty sure. Let's go. We need engine upgrades. That's about it from now. We'll do some camshafts. Yeah, we'll get the red line up. That might help with the shifting. That looks like, looking at that bloody torque line, it looks like there's a massive kind of up, and then it just shoots us off. So that might not do well for the acceleration part and the gearing for short circuit. We're gonna bring up to a 2 litre. Yeah, bring up to a 2 litre. I don't really want to put the turbo on. Can we get to? Or we're gonna have to put the turbo on. And it brings us to 901. 579 horsepower. Look at that curve for the torque, man. What I'm gonna do here, actually, instead of trying to mess about with all the power upgrades, take off some of the weight reduction. I don't really need clutch. It's not going to help. I'm running manual with clutch. Every car runs the same amount of the settings as well, so clutch isn't really a thing that I need to manage to put it on for the weight reduction wise, but since it's not going to help me at all, may as well take it off, and that will be our car built. Let's see then. We're going to have 1,789 pounds with 579 horsepower. That, I'm pretty sure, will be one of the best power straight ratios we see this whole series, and it scares me a lot. I don't think it's going to be very controlled on 195s all around. It does have all-wheel drive, it does have rally tires. We're going to see how it performs. It does have the aero, but I just don't think it's going to do well, in all honesty. It's only a 12,000 credit upgrade, so I'm happy about that. Anyway, we're going to go and load up the Quarry Rally Special Stage and give this car 3 runs to see how fast it can go, and see just where it can go on the leaderboard. So if you guys were here last week, you will know that the Subaru Impreza 22B STI did manage to beat everything and come first with a 136 dead. I think the Triumph is going to have to pull something out of the bag to try and beat that. However, I think the main focus is for it to try and beat the Ford M Sport Fiesta RS with a 142.966. If it can do that, it's probably doing pretty well. The low tyre whips, like the short tyre whips, aren't going to help at all. I'm just hoping it's going to have a lot of grip, and we're off. We have to do 3 minutes off the time, and there is AIs behind us. If they screw us over like they did on the second one with the Subaru, then we mess. We're going to be very angry anyway. It's actually quite controlled from off there. The brakes are good. Obviously, this is a very, very light vehicle, so the brakes should be good. It shouldn't have any problems getting us stopped. But we are going much quicker because the power to weight ratio is insane in this, in the Triumph, and it's actually getting turned in much better than I expected it to. I should probably be down again. The thing is, with the Turbo Rally engine, because of the turbos, there is quite a bit of turbo lag, where the turbos kind of have to spule up, and that isn't going to help with us trying to calm the understeer the oversteer this car might be getting, and the wheel spin. Because it might be on dirt tires, but like it still gets a lot of the AI just completely yeeted it over the course. So please don't get him away. Oh, there's a lot of spinning right there. Yeah, it's not good at all. You get turned in and just fire it. Now this thing should be pretty quick in the in kind of this section coming up, but will it be able to deal with the bumps? We have seen some cars get caught out by the bumps and miss the checkpoints. They are narrow for a reason. It is designed to test these cars' ability. There's a lot of understeer coming to that section. We're going to have to get very hard onto the brakes, and we want to take a wide line into here with this car, just swing it in, and let's completely send it. This is actually going to be a pretty quick run, and that's a 140.9, I'm pretty sure, which already beats the Fiesta. Yeah, so 140.9, that is just about 2 seconds quicker than the Fiesta. That's done a lot better than it expected it to do on its first run. Is the time to improve on? Definitely. How much can we improve on? Maybe we can put a bit of pressure on the Escort, but ultimately I don't really think there's going to be much time to improve there. There was a little bit of sliding, there was a little bit of wheel spin, which we can probably calm down. However, it's going to be a bit of a struggle to gain that much time. To gain 3 seconds might be pretty difficult, but we'll see how it goes. So if the Triumph wants to beat anything other than the rally car, it is going to have to gain about 3 to 4 seconds to beat the Escort. Now, the problem with the Escort is it was very light. It was very, it was kind of just not very grippy, and that's the issue we have with the Spitfire as well. So, there was a couple of places we can improve on, a couple of braking zones we can get on the brakes a bit later, not be so slow into the corners. Maybe try and quell the oversteer. However, like I said with the in the first run, I do want to be a gear up than I would usually want to be, because oh, I've got an unfortunate bit of airtime there, and that is not going to help the Triumph's run at all. We was kind of going left into a right hand corner, and again, that is not what we want. And here's a really nasty braking zone into a corner, and the Triumph, I don't think we're going to get quicker this run round. We've already, yeah, just trying to push it a little bit harder. You can already see it's coming very, very loose. It's very, it just doesn't have, if we had bigger tyres on this car, it could probably be very quick. It was very close to hitting that then. Yeah, if we had a little bit wider tyres, we could probably be very quick with this car, but sadly Forza for some reason only lets us have 195. If we had like at a minimum 255, we would be fine. There's an AI that's going to come yeet itself onto the track in a minute. It's okay, it didn't get in our way. I'm gonna, yeah, there's a lot of them. There was very odd, like, AI, get out of the way, thank you for that. You're doing for your reverse donuts and turn it in. Very, lots of rear end slidiness. This is not the easiest car. This is probably one of the worst cars I've had to actually drive around this this kind of stage so far. That was a lot nicer for that final section though, and it just didn't get turned in, and we missed the checkpoint. See, that's the issue with having such small tyres. We don't have the turning, we don't have the traction that we need. The run was a throwaway from the start anyway. We kind of through that mid section and that end section, we did get much quicker. I feel it did feel more composed. However, we were like 5 seconds, 6 seconds down what we was in the first place, which means in the final run it's going to be a kind of do it or die moment for the Spitfire. It can go quicker. I know it can go quicker than the 40. It can go into the 30s. Just how much quicker can it go? We'll have to find out. So, the final run then. We've had to give another minute because one of the AIs got very stuck and it was going to get in the way. So, obviously, had to make sure the run won't be tainted by an AI. The Triumph isn't the easiest car to control. We need to make sure we don't hit that bump on the way down into the first kind of right-hander. The track was built to kind of test the cars, and that is one of the things we've got to worry about. If the car gets launched up, then it ruins the run, which is one thing we've got to kind of, you know, deal with. Now, through that last run, the final two sections, like the second sector and the third sector, were very much clean. If we don't miss that final checkpoint, that was pretty quick. Can we do that again? Maybe. But I'm not holding out much hope. We've got 10 seconds now. The Spitfire, I hope it does well, because it has been kind of a bunch of fun to drive. It's not been very easy to drive, but however, we're going to get to it now. 4 minutes. And we need to deduct that time off our thingy. We nearly missed that checkpoint then. There was a lot of kind of overstay. It's much better into this first turn. We are a bit wide on the exit, but we got a lot of runoff, so that doesn't really matter. And down here we go. Oh, it is a lot of neutral steer this run from the Spitfire. That's much better coming through this section. The rear end's gone and it's just let go. We do have the power to kind of do a 360. But I think that first run is probably going to be the quickest run we've had so far. It was very slow for that. It was about 5 seconds to get through that one corner. That's the thing, when you get these older cars that just don't have as much grip, they're not as easy to drive, and if they're not easy to drive, then I can't do anything about it. I can try as hard as I possibly can. That doesn't mean I'm going to get a quick run. And ultimately, we weren't expecting this car. Like, it's got the power to weight ratio to be incredible. It just does not have the traction, it doesn't have the grip, it doesn't have the control to be great. But anyway, we'll carry on with this. I doubt we'll make any time up, but I suppose that's just kind of what happens with the. I don't know. It's just I'm quite sad. Like having 2 runs which aren't very good is a bummer. However, it is designed to really test the cars. If the car doesn't have to miss that checkpoint again, it's just such an uncontrollable car. It doesn't have the grip, doesn't have the traction. We were on for a pretty quick run up until that point. Maybe even beating the first one, I don't know. But the Triumph Spitfire, as you guys see on screen now, goes into a 4th position, just beating the Fiesta RS and by 2 seconds, and it is down 3 seconds on that Escort. The Spitfire was very, very hard to control. It wasn't easy. It wasn't nice. It was fun because you could throw it around a lot, but it just let go way too much. And for a car that you like, this series is meant to be like, what is the ultimate rally car? What car can you do? Can you go the quickest with and drive the easiest? And I'm falling through. Okay. Anyway, I've never spawned here before, but yeah, the Spitfire just isn't a good car for this high of a class. I had a very good I mean, you could probably make a very good like D-class one of these. However, for this high of a class, it just doesn't have the grip, it doesn't have the composure, it doesn't have the traction, which then lays it down to being in second to last place. And I think it's going to be a struggle for anything to be slower than this, unless it's either Unimog or like a racing truck if it even gets up to this class. But yeah, that is it for today, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future, and comment down below what other rally cars you want to see me take. It can be anything and anything in the game that can reach S1 class, and kind of I can afford and get to the top of S1 without costing too much. Our car to beat at the top currently is still a Subaru Impreza. This was like 4 seconds down, and it is quite close in the top, so maybe we can get something that displaces the leaderboard quite a lot. Anyway, that's it from me, Tim DC Hypo, signing out.